Hi, I'm Jamie and I'm a junior in chemical engineering.
Hi, I'm Alessia, and I'm also a junior, but in biomedical engineering.
Hi, I'm Clee, and I'm a chemical engineering student, and I'm a junior.
And my name is Robert. I'm also a junior in chemical engineering. And this is our final project proposal for bringing more awareness to the counseling and psychological services, also known as CAPS. So the purpose of this presentation is to bring more awareness to Wayne State students of CAPS. So mental illness is a very big problem in our everyday lives. On top of people struggling in their day-to-day lives, college students have to deal with going to classes. Some have jobs, research, co-ops. All that stacked on top of each other causes people that have mental illnesses to become worse, or it can cause people to develop a mental illness. And a lot of the students here at Wayne State do not realize the resources available to them. So CAPS is just one, but there are a few other ones on campus as well. And then just a few stats. Suicide is more common than homicide now, and a quarter of adults between the ages of 18 and 24 have a diagnosable mental illness. And this is the peak time for kids to go to college with just to have more stress on top of their plate. So just a forecast of our solutions and how we would like to bring more awareness to students. First off, we want to create an informational business card. This will be in the shape of a ribbon and green for mental illness health awareness. This is just going to have some information on it, such as an inspirational quote, the CAPS logo, the helpline for CAPS, and a few other pictures. Second, we would like to make an Instagram page. We noticed that a few other schools have Instagram pages, and this is just a great way to get information out to students, post events, let people know what's going on, and if they can come, that would be great. And then last, we would like to send an email to the professors at the beginning of every semester. So this email would just be a short email telling the professors to tell their students about CAPS, what resources are available, and just let them know that there's people out there that can help them. So an outline of the rest of this presentation. We're first going to go over our research methods. So we started with the website for CAPS. So here we got some basic information, some contacts, some helpline numbers, just some general information. And then second, we scheduled an interview with CAPS. We found a counselor there. We were able to ask her some good questions. We got some stats from her and a few other general notes. Next, we're going to talk about our email inquiries. We sent 3 emails to other colleges in the surrounding area and asked them what they do to get CAPS out to their students, what was working, what wasn't, and what was the most popular way that people were getting the word out. And then we are going to go over our social media exploration. We decided to go with an Instagram page, but we also thought about a few other things, and we looked at what other schools used for their social media and what was working, what wasn't, and what they were posting. Then we're going to go over our survey we handed out. We handed out surveys in person and online. So we got a bunch of responses. We asked people if they knew about CAPS, if they didn't, and a few other questions. So second, we're going to go over our solutions. As I said earlier, we want to create an informational business card. This is just going to have some general information on it that hopefully people will see and either pass it on or use it themselves. Second, our Instagram page. This will be great for just getting news out of what's going on with CAPS, events they're putting on, inspirational quotes here and there. And then we want to email the professors. So this short email should just be said at the beginning of every semester by every teacher, just to let people know that CAPS is out there. Third, we're going to talk about our qualifications, why we are qualified to do this presentation. And then last, we're going to be talking about our budget. So how much it's going to cost to make the business cards, the time it's going to take, and who's going to do it all.
All right, so to begin our project, we decided that research was really important, especially because most of us hadn't heard about CAPS before this project. So we went on their website just to research anything we could find about what they stand for, what they offer, and what CAPS is ultimately. So a few research focuses that we had going into their website was looking at different types of mental illness, different types of CAPS counseling services, affiliations with other Wayne State departments, as well as some contact information. So again, going on their website, we did find all of this information. We found out about their counseling services, all the resources that they do offer, and just this laid out a basic research base for our project so that we could move forward and figure out what we could add to how Wayne State CAPS reaches out to students. After just getting a basic understanding about CAPS and what it stands for, we decided to email CAPS to see if we can interview a counselor, just to see if we can gain some more information, maybe some statistics. So some goals going into our interview. We wanted to, again, receive further information on CAPS, collect any statistics that we could find that wasn't offered on the website, as well as gain some possible feedback for our solutions that we had brainstormed already. So a few questions we did ask was how CAPS reached out to students, if they had any social media pages, and how many students used their services.
So the next part of the research that we did was some more email inquiries to other organizations on campus as well as off campus. And so we decided to look at some on campus because we thought if they were using any methods that would help, it would be easier to use those methods in CAPS. And then we also decided to look at some organizations off campus because if we can't see that any organizations on campus are really helping getting their word out there in the most effective way, we thought that we could look at other campuses and see if they're doing anything differently. So we decided to look at two organizations on campus. We looked at the psychology clinic as well as the health clinic. And then the organizations on other campuses, we looked at the University of Michigan CAPS, Michigan State University CAPS, as well as the University of Windsor Counseling Services. And basically, we reached out and emailed them, and we asked them a few questions, including what services they offer, how their organization brings awareness, as well as if there were any statistics from their organization that they're able to share. And what we got back from the health clinic, we found out that they don't do a ton to reach out to students about their counseling services because they mainly focus on their physical health and their doctor's appointments and things such as that. So they may have flyers about their counseling services in their clinic, but they don't really do anything else other than that. With the psychology clinic, they said that CAPS actually refers students to them if there are more extreme cases. So we didn't get much from those organizations, but from the three counseling organizations on other campuses, we heard a lot that they try and create methods that help get out to students. Especially one of the things they focus on is word of mouth, and they said that's one of the things that helps the most, just making sure at least one person knows about CAPS and can spread that to other people. And so we thought that this was very important when looking at solutions, that we made we created methods that can help at least notify one person and then from there get them to spread it to other students on campus.
So in our social media exploration, we gathered data from the University of Michigan and Michigan State social media pages. So U of M has a Twitter, a YouTube, a Facebook, and an Instagram, and Michigan State also has a Twitter, a Facebook, and an Instagram. So we did consider Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. So we saw that Snapchat was the most popular between the ages of 18 and 24-year-olds, which would be college students. But with Snapchat, you post something and it goes away within 24 hours. We would like something to stay up a little longer. So between Instagram and Facebook, we decided Instagram because Facebook is kind of dying out among kids our age. And then with Instagram, you can still post stories such as Snapchat. So if you have something small going on that day, it can be up there for 24 hours. But if you want to post something and it happens in 2 weeks or a week, you can post on Instagram and it'll stay up that whole time. So having this available really made us choose Instagram over Facebook. So we can post events that are happening as well as some pictures, some motivational quotes, just to get people through their day and help them out.
And with our other primary research method, we have created a survey, which is a questionnaire consisting of 8 questions to be answered by Wayne State students. The surveys was administered through both email and in person in order to maximize or gain a lot of feedback from the students. We've gained about 128 responses total. We hope that we would be able to gather information about the Wayne State students, and hopefully we can draw relations or any correlations that we see whether they've heard of CAPS or or not, and their background information based upon what they've answered on the survey. So out of the 128 students that we surveyed, we've asked questions, have they ever heard of CAPS? 74 have said no, or 74 have said that yes, they've heard of CAPS, and 54 students have said they haven't heard of CAPS. So we're looking about roughly 60 to 40%, and 40% is quite a handful of students who have not heard of CAPS. And again, with this project, the purpose of this project proposal is to try to figure out ways or methods in order for CAPS to reach out more to its audience, try to get them to be heard by students, because not a lot of students out there, which is roughly 60%, really knows about organizations like these on campus. So hopefully these methods will help to increase more students who have heard of CAPS and decrease the amount of students who have not heard of CAPS. And we also asked a question whether if students have suffered from a mental illness. Out of the 128, 52 students have said that they suffer from mental illness. And we also looked at whether or not if they've heard of CAPS or if they've not heard of CAPS. And based upon the data, 31 out of 52 students have heard of CAPS, knowing that they suffer from mental illness. And 21 out of 52 students have not heard of CAPS, knowing that they suffer from mental illness. So again, we're looking at roughly 60 to 40%. Again, the purpose of this project is to try to get CAPS, bring more awareness to the organization to students, and try to help them reach out more to their target audience, which is specifically people who are suffering from mental illness or have any mental complications with their overall health.
All right, so after we did our research, we brainstormed a couple different solutions that we could implement, or that CAPS could implement, to reach their target audience, which is students at Wayne State. And the first one that we came up with was an informational business card. Now, typically when we get emails from different organizations or we receive pamphlets going to school, most of us will delete the email before reading it, or just throw the pamphlet or put it down on a table without looking at it. This is mainly because most of the emails or the pamphlets may be too lengthy in content, and may not be as captivating as they could be. So creating a business card instead of a pamphlet decreases the amount of information that we can put on it, but highlights the most important information. And really, it's just, students can just glance over it and receive information that may be really important to them. So we created a business card. Not only is it small, but we decided that it should be a cutout of a green ribbon, which highlights that it's for mental health awareness. And then we just put a few things on it, including a crisis hotline number, CAPS, the email, CAPS email, as well as a short quote that can be changed in different business cards potentially, as well as a notice that says not to throw it away. Now, if students do glance over this business card and read it, they'll notice that it says not to throw it away and to pass it to somebody else. Hopefully, if this actually does what we're asking it to do, then students will pass it along to different students, and it will be able to reach a lot more people than, or reach our potential.